Hey guys, welcome back to Easeldoesitstudio. So today we're going to play with some mix2mold. So I'm going to make two pieces and hopefully that's it. So what I did is this is my angel jar, but I have not tried the eye candy regular pigment painted on a mold with the mix2mold. So we're going to see if it will transfer. So what I did, just to save time, I just did the angels. And I did try to clean up, but I am seeing a spot at the bottom that I missed. So when you turn these inside out, yeah, you can't help but kind of get, all right, I'm just going to see if I can wrap this paper towel around. And so I know I'm going to have some of that blue that is, going to kind of transfer. But I'm hoping that the outside stays nice and clean in between where I cleaned it up. So I just did the angels, I cleaned everything else up, and then I just did the top rim of the cap to kind of make it match when we get it done. So that's what I did on that. One of my subscribers had messaged me through our private Facebook group, and she had made one of these in resin, and there's just so much cleanup. So she wanted to know if we painted it with like a mica powder, if it would work. So I've never done this mold with that, so we're going to try it. I told her I'd try it for her. So this is that Fabergé egg, and I picked out the Let's Resin Chrome powder in blue. That way we've got two different powders going on. And I'm just going to tip this over so we get nothing inside these ones here. So this is the Let's Resin Chrome powders. You get 10 colors. They are all beautiful. This is the royal blue. Look at that. So I don't know what it is. I'm into and this just says blue, but it's more of like a teal blue. So I figured let's do that one. And I'm just going to pick a brush, and we're just going to coat the whole thing, and we'll just see how it comes out. And this is the lid, which is like the little heart, and hopefully I can get that out without breaking the heart off, but time will tell. So I'm just going to do the whole thing. And then if it works, when we demold it, then I can just go over the little details with like a chrome marker or gold pen or, whatever. So before I flip this inside out, I'm going to put my gloves on. I can't remember where I saw it, but somebody had done this. And they said, if you wear gloves when you flip it back the way it's supposed to go, that it doesn't take the powders off. So we're going to try it. I don't know. So we are going to see how this comes out. I have used some mica powders. I know the glitter ones seem to work pretty good. So we'll try this chrome. And if it doesn't work, then we will figure out a plan B. Or B, C, D, whatever, however many levels we got to get to. So with these chrome powders, you really, really need to get them burnished in to get that nice chrome effect. But I figured because, you know, this is such an elegant piece, if this works, and she didn't know, you know, how it would work with the mix to mold, so I told her I would give it a try for her. So I you know, did the same thing. The only difference with the other one is I used this skinny liner brush because I just wanted the angels, and it wasn't too bad for the cleanup. Because I'm like, oh, I've made that jar in the mix to mold a bunch of times, but I've never colored just the angel. So I'll probably do the same thing again on a future video, and we will do it in resin by doing just the angels. So that might be all right. All right, let me grab a set of gloves just so that I can, we'll flip it and see if it works. All right, so and there might be a tiny bit of silver left from when I had done this the last time. So, I mean, it somewhat worked. Just because it is a tight mold, I'll just go around just to, all right. So maybe I'll do the sides and then do the bottom once I flip it. We can try that. And I got my dang gloves on, so I might as well leave them on. So there is a top and a bottom to this. And then we will, you know, get it assembled after, once we see how it comes out. And if it doesn't, then I will, you know, we'll come up with something, I'm sure. I absolutely love these chrome powders. And they do go quite a ways. So I do have a discount code if you want any of the InterResin, you know, products. I'm gonna get the sides just because I'm afraid that if I don't, I'll have more missed spots than not. So might as well just do them both the same way. And it's not the easiest mold to flip around, as you could see. Okay. Oh, I gotta do my lid. I'm gonna do the lid the same color, just so we can, you know, get the whole effect. And then I can, you know, decide if I'm gonna add some of the color of, like, around, you know, the edge of that jar. I don't know. All right, so that looks pretty good. Let's get our cover on. And we're gonna get this mess somewhat cleaned up here. All right, get these gloves off. So I'm just going to do the plain white mix to mold. I figured, you know, that way there it's going to give us, this blue should be lighter, and the chrome, it really doesn't matter. I'm just kind of wiping the excess mica off my hands here. So when I mix up the mix to mold, I'm not getting it everywhere. All right, so this takes, I think, like 6 ounces. I am just gonna flip these over so I don't get powder in them while I'm mixing this up. I am going to make my mixture a little bit thinner this time because I want to be able to make sure that we get we can really bang and tap and, you know, all the crucial little things. And this one doesn't have the measurements. So 6 ounces on here is about 190 milliliters. And it's white, so if I have to mix more up, it's, you know, it's not that big of a deal. All right, we'll go with that. And get my water. Big old stir stick. So this should hopefully be a straightforward video. I don't even know why I say that, because I do, and then something goes south and it ends up, you know, being 10 things. So yeah, I guess I should just not say anything until a simple video happens. Ooh. So this is going to maybe take a little extra time to set up, just because I'm making it a tad bit thinner than I normally do. All right, so that's kind of all right. We'll go with that and see how it comes out. All right, so let's get our first piece so I'm going to do about half. I'm going to do the bang. So if anything, we should get a nice marbly look. Because it's definitely a little easier to get a little less bubbles with the mix-to-mold, I find, than the resin, because you can tap and bang and all that good stuff. All right, so we'll do the same thing here. Pour it a little bit higher this time. Because it's got all the little ball things. I just hope I didn't make it too thin. This stuff is pretty forgiving, but, you know, I don't know how too thin is. So we will also find that out today. Okay. Wow. I managed to get that just right. Oh. Other than making a mess. But, you know, it wouldn't be one of my videos if we didn't have a mess. And then you guys would be disappointed. Okay, and this one is 8 ounces for the, I believe, the 2 pieces. And like I said, I know it's not going to be 100% clean, but, you know, we're just going to, all right, so 8 ounces is, like 230 milliliters. So I'll put like 300 milliliters of powder. We'll get that mixed. And we will see what we end up with. Okay. Get our water in here. So this one I'm going to keep it a little bit thin. Probably not as thin as the other. I'm just trying to get that goopy stuff off the bottom. Whoa. And now I put way too much, I think. All right, so we're less than 250, so I'm going to add a little bit more. Yeah, they're curing up, so that's a good sign. All right, just a smidge more. All right, that should be good. And then I'm going to pour half, roughly, and we'll do the, you know, the shimmy, shimmy, shake, shake. So when you have a lot of intricate detail, you're definitely better to make your mixture a little bit thinner, you know, even if you wait an hour and a half to unmold. But the chances, hopefully, of getting bubbles will be minimized by that. And there's no, like, lip that's going to catch any bubbles, but just to be on the safe side, I wanted to do the tap tap. So and this cover is pretty see-through, you know, so hopefully we can, and I did have some underneath, but wow, guys, I did it. I finally did exactly what I wanted to do in my video with no extras. Holy stamoli, it's gonna be a good day today. All right, so these are already set, so hopefully it works. So I will be back in an hour and we will demold and see what happens. Alrighty, guys, I'll be back. Okay, so let's see if this worked. All right, let's start with the base or the top, whichever it is. And I'm not seeing anything that looks promising, guys. I am not at all. Oh my goodness gracious. I forgot this can be a little difficult to start it. Okay. So it worked here and pretty much on the inside, but not so much on the bottom. So let me see what I'm gonna do here. So these are the chrome ones. So I'm wondering if it was like something flat, would it have worked where this part worked? That's the question. And again, now this one seemed, hang on, some of it wanted to stick. We did get a few bubbles in the little ball things. All right, let's see on the top here. So what I'm trying to do is pull this straight up so that I don't bend it sideways and break the heart off. I'm just going to try to now a lot of the cover seems to have worked. Oh, okay, so why is it takes in certain spots and not in other spots? That is the question. So that is our egg. So that being said, let me get a paper towel and wipe that powder off and see how this one worked. So this was the eye candy powder. This was the chrome powder from Let's Resin. Oh, okay. So the regular mica from eye candy, well, eye candy worked. Okay. And like I said, I knew we were going to have a little bit of overflow, and I was okay with that. I just wanted to see if it was going to work. And so far, the eye candy pigment, regular pigment, seems to have worked, guys. Look at that. Is so pretty. And there is still, you know, there's still some in there, but it worked. So now the question is, if I do the regular mica with this one, would it have worked? And that's our cover. So that is pretty. Okay, so one success, one not so much success. So let me clean this. And I'm thinking two different ways of doing this, but I'm not sure which one is going to work the best. So I'm going to try the, let me get my long brush here and see if we make a paste or like liquid this in some alcohol. Why must everything be so difficult? All right, so I'm just gonna put a little bit of that in there. I'm gonna squirt some alcohol. Oh no, I'm doing the wrong one. Never mind, hang on. Well, let me just see if... Okay. So that is definitely a way if you want to make them stand out a little bit more, you know, or if you just missed a few little spots. All right, let's let that dry. And I'm going to spray my brush, wipe it off. And we're going to grab a different cup with our chrome. And let me try this brush. So once this dries, you will have to spray seal it, but is it gonna work enough to fix it? That is the key here. All right, so that was my first option. Let me wipe this brush. And let me grab my tack it over and over. And so it might just be the type of mica powder too, you know what I mean? All right, so I'm just gonna do, all right, let's do on the bottom just because, so this is the Eileen's Tack It Over and Over. It's just a sticky glue, and you let it dry until it's clear. And then we'll see if we can put this mica over it. So there is my heat gun. And I am going to put a second coat. my hole is a little plugged. So I'm just going to leave this kind of tipped upside down, and we'll get the second layer on. I'll get it dried, and then we will try it. You can thin this down with water, but I do want this to be a nice thick coat. I'm just trying to get that excess out of my brush so that it doesn't dry in there. And let's speed the process up. All right, now, that's the chrome. Make sure I'm using the right one. Do I want to use this brush? No, I better use a different brush, because I can use a bigger brush if this works, because then it will make it go quicker. Yes. So let me get this all coated with the Tack It over and over. I'll give it 2 coats. I'm going to let it dry, and then I will come back and we will get these painted. Okay, so I'll be right back, guys. Okay, so I've got that done. I did dry it with the hair dryer just to, like, hopefully speed things up a little bit. So hopefully it's dry. But and I didn't do the whole thing. I did the light spot, so I will have to do that again. But look at how beautiful that is coming out. So let's hope we have the same success with the bottom. So, note to self, if you wanted, you could just make your piece, use the Tack It over and over, and then you definitely will have to seal it. You can see where it's still a little bit wet, but I can always touch those little spots up. I just would really like to get this video uploaded, and it's getting late in the day. So I will be able to tell any areas that I missed, so then I can go back over it and fill it in and do the same process. You know, like I forgot one whole section there. You know, when you're doing a piece like this, it's like hard to tell where you started, where you stopped. So I figure I'll just get it done, add some more Tack It over and over. I ended up mixing a little bit of water in with, but look at how beautiful that is, guys. All right, so let me dry my brush off here. And I still got some tack it over and over. So while I'm working on the other piece, I can get this so that it's starting to dry and get, you know, tacky. Okay, so, oh, you know what? I'm going to finish that cover as well, where I didn't, you know, because I didn't add it to the top. I was hoping it was just going to blend in, but it didn't. So there is a few bubbles in the top, but all right. So I'll let those, and let's get this one going here. And I'm sure I'll have, you know, a few spots I've missed on this as well. That's what happens when you hurry and you know, you're trying to get this out, because I had, I think the girl's name was Rainey, who wanted to know. So I told her I'd get it out for tonight. And we all know that sometimes YouTube doesn't upload our videos as fast as we want them. So I'm just... So when I do the final pictures, I'm not going to do anything to my other jar for the pictures, but I am going to try going over some of that with the alcohol and the mica powder. All right, so I didn't miss as many spots on this one, but dry this off, get some tack it. Oh, I forgot to do the bottom. Crap. And let me get that in case I missed any spots on the bottom. I mean, the bottom of the top, it's not, you know, as big of a deal, because one's the bottom, one's the top, but I believe this one's the top. That's where this piece goes. So, all right. All right, let me get another paper towel. Maybe my brush was still too wet. I'm just gonna And then I'll just use the blow dryer to try to dry it. All right. Once it's clear, then you know it's dry. So I don't know if any of you saw my swans way back that I tried doing with the glitter and it didn't work. I'm going to probably end up going over them with this technique. You know, it's hard to tell because the underneath of this is white, so it's kind of hard to like see if it is dry, but I'm assuming. All right, and just have those few spots that just are not wanting to adhere. I don't know why. All right. So, the only thing now I gotta finish the cover. I don't know, should I seal it first before I do the chrome pen, the chrome marker? That is what I don't know. There, so now our lid matches our bottom, or the whole thing. All right, let me get a wipe here and do something with my disgusting hands. So yeah, if you guys ever have anything you want me to try, just message me or put it in the comments, and you know, I will gladly try anything once, providing I have, you know, the stuff to do it. Because I had tack it on my hands, and that mica powder stuck to my hands. All right, I am just, let me grab, I'm gonna try it because I'd like to have to only seal it once, preferably. So let me try it on the cover. I'm just going to try to do the line. Okay, so that's working. Crap. Ooh, but it wipes off somewhat. And I got a hair or something stuck. All right, so all I'm going to do is run it on these like little rope things. I don't even know. I think I'm gonna leave the balls undone. So I'll do this one. I'll do the other one off camera, just so you don't have to be completely bored. So this is definitely a way of, you can make them, you know, a plain color, and then you can do the tack it over and over. And I did mess up a few spots, but I'll see if I can clean it without wiping the glitter part off of the and it might just be the white that was there. That might be what it is. And there we have it. 1/2. All right, so what I'll do is I will finish this piece, and then I will do the other one off camera. That way you can see the process of the whole thing, putting the stones in. Now, if I can find my stones. And I mean, you could actually, they come with the clear stones, but you could definitely use any color. And let me get my liquid fusion. So basically, I'm just going to just put a little dot in, you know, a bunch of them. And then we will just All right, these stones are smaller. But you know what? I'm gonna go with it. I think it's going to be okay. It actually looks good, and they're more recessed in. So there's less chance of them getting knocked out. And then I'll just do the same on the other one. Now I'm wondering if I used a smaller one for here, how that would look. You know what? I actually like that with this size. And that way the few bubbles will get covered. I couldn't tell if there was any on there. So those ones would definitely have more of a chance of, you know, falling off. But we will see. I think that is really pretty. So I'll just do like 5 at a time. Oh, where did that one come off from? Oh, I had glue on these ones. Okay. Now, very carefully, we let that dry. All right, so I will get this one done, and I'll do that off camera, and then I will get some pictures for you, and I will see you on the next video, guys. Bye.